Morning everybody and welcome to Maths this week. This week it is our final week of learning in school because we planned lots of fun activities for the very last week. So today we're going to do a bit of revision. That means we're going to go over a couple of bits that we already know, and then we're going to move on to something linked to this later on in the week. So for the last couple of weeks we've been doing lots of adding and lots of subtraction, lots of addition and lots of subtraction. We've been doing it in the column method and other methods as well, been using lots of practical equipment. Today we're just going to do a quick look at fact families again. We're going to look at some addition subtraction facts, and then as we've been doing our column additions we're going to be looking at an addition or subtraction story. That means it's written out in a sentence and you are going to think which number fact sentence matches it. So you have to think really carefully about parts and wholes. But let's go through this together, okay? So today, like I said, we're revisiting fact families. We're going to write lots and lots of fact family facts out to match a representation. So we're going to be looking at those part whole models and those bar models that you already know. And I bet this is new to some of your grown-ups at home, so they're probably learning alongside you. And then, like I said, we're going to choose a correct number fact to match a story. So let's think of the fact families that we could use for this part whole model. So you can see up here, 15 is the whole. We've got a 7 as one part and an 8 as another part. Should look at that again. So we've got a 15 as the whole. We've got a 7 as one part and an 8 as another part. What I would like you to do now is pause this video, find a pen and paper and write down as many fact families as you can to match that part whole model. Remember, you only use numbers that are in that part whole model representation. Don't start adding extra ones. I know that 15 can be made with a 10 and 5, but they're not the parts that are in this one. So go and grab a pen and paper and pause the video and write down as many fact families as you can. And when you think you've done it all, press play again. Okay. Right. Did you have a go at writing down as many fact families as you possibly can? I did, and they're going to pop up on the screen now. So I thought we've already put one down. We knew that 7 add 8 equals 15. The part 7 and the part 8 adds up together to make the whole of 15. Let's have a look at the other facts I came up with. I flipped it. We know that addition is commutative. That means it can be flipped around. So 7 add 8 equals 15, but also 8 add 7 equals 15. So I came up with another addition fact. Let's have a look. Then I looked at my subtraction facts, and this is where sometimes we get a bit confused in class. Remember, when you are subtracting, when you are taking away, you must always start with the whole number. When it's in a simple subtraction question, you must always start with the whole number, and in our part whole model at the moment, that's 15. So we did 15 take away 7 equals 8. We have 15 and we take this part away, so the 7, it equals 8. And we know if we took this part away, we would have 15 take away the 8 equals 7. Now, you also know that we've been learning to put the equals first. So we've been putting sometimes the equals answer at the other side of our equation. So I've done it here, and these are the easier ones, the addition ones. So we've got 15 equals 7 plus 8. Remember, equals means the same as. 15 is the same as 7 add 8. We also know that it's the same as 8 add 7 because we've just flipped it again. Now remember, when you get to a subtraction, you put the answer first. Then this is your subtraction calculation here. This is your subtraction calculation here. And 15 is the whole. 15 is the whole, so it needs to come first. 7 equals the whole take away 8. 7 equals 15 take away 8. A part equals a whole take the other part. 7 equals 15 take away 8. And if we know that, I'm going to ask you to join in at home. If we know that 7 equals 15 take away 8, what other fact can we do that uses that same format, that starts with an answer equals a whole take a part? Have you worked it out? 8 equals 15 take away 7. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I want you to do exactly the same again with this one. We've got the part whole model up here. You can see that the whole is 18. We've got a part that's 10 and a part that's 8. 18 is a whole. We've got a part that's 10, a part that's 8. What I would like you to do is pause the video again, grab that piece of paper and a pen and write down as many fact families as you can to match it. Okay, pause the video and off you go. Right, so hopefully you've come up with some of your own. I'm not going to go through them one by one this time, but on the screen I'm going to show you the ones that I came up with. So here are the first ones. These are the most simplistic ones. We've got 2 very simple addition facts and 2 very simple take away facts, subtraction facts. Then the more complicated ones, where we put the equals at the other side. And reminding you, I will remind you about this one. When you have your takeaway, it's a part equals the whole take away the other part. We're going to move it on a bit now, and I'm going to show you this number problem. So here's a number problem. Mrs. Wildman has 18 sweets. She gives 10 to Mrs. Radford. So I wonder how many sweets Mrs. Wildman's got left. Mrs. Wildman has 18 sweets and she gives 10 to Mrs. Radford. Our job today is to work out all the fact families to go with this part whole model. But then I'm going to give you a sentence like this, and this matches one of the fact families. The way this is written out matches one of those fact families on the screen, and it's our job today to work out which one. So there's a massive clue in this one to start off with, because it says Mrs. Wildman has 18 sweets. So I know that the number sentence that I need for this one needs to start with 18. So let's have a little look. Does 10 add 8? Does that begin with 18? No. So we need to get rid of that one. And we need to get rid of that one too, because that one doesn't start with an 18. And down here, we know these ones don't begin with 18. So that can be crossed off, and that one can be crossed off too. Okay, so we also know, is it asking Mrs. Wildman to add, or is it asking Mrs. Wildman to take away? We always do this at school, that we're adding ninjas or we're taking away ninjas. Is it asking me to add sweets, or is it telling me to take some away? I'm taking some away because I'm giving some to somebody else. Mrs. Radford is taking them, politely I'm sure, but Mrs. Radford is taking them. So I know that it can't be that add and it can't be that add there, because it's a subtraction, a takeaway question. So I'm just left with these two down here. Let's revisit the number sentence, the question, and see if we can get another clue. Mrs. Wildman has 18 sweets. She gives 10 to Mrs. Radford. So how many am I taking away? Taking away 10. So therefore, I know it must be this one. 18 take away 10 equals 8. In this one, I was only taking away 8. So that's it. Get rid of this one. And I know that it must be this one. Let's see if it fits. Mrs. Wildman has 18 sweets. She takes away, she gives 10 to Mrs. Radford. And I would work out that I've got 8 as my answer. Let's do that again. Okay, same job again with this one. I want you to pause the video and I want you to write down your fact families, okay? To match this part whole model. Off you go. Right, I'm going to have a go at writing them down today, and I am using my mouse, so just bear with me. You know what Mrs. Wellman's like in handwriting normally on a Wednesday. But let's have a little go. So I would know that 3 add 19 equals 20. Oh my goodness, 22. And then I'm going to flip that to make another add. 19 add 3 equals 22. Then I'm going to do my basic takeaway, and remembering I always take away using a whole. So 22 take away 3 equals 19, and then 22 take away 19 equals 3. Then my other adds that start with the equals, so 22 equals 3, add, oh my goodness, I'm sorry guys, 19, and 22 equals 19, add 3. Then my takeaways. Now let's think. I'm doing my subtraction ones now, so I'm going to start with a part. So 3, that's my answer. When I do my actual calculation, I need to start with a whole. 3 equals 22, because 22 is a whole. Take away the other part. And this time 19, which is one part, equals a whole. 22. Take 3. That's enough of Mrs. Wellman's crazy writing. Okay, 8 fact families to go with that part whole model. Let's try and work it out with a sentence. Mrs. Wellman had 3 sweets. Mrs. Radford gave her 19 more. So let's have a little think. Mrs. Wellman had 3 sweets and Mrs. Radford gave her 19 more. After 3, I want you to shout out which number am I beginning with in this number sentence. In this actual word sentence, what number am I beginning with? Am I beginning with a 22? Am I beginning with a 3? Am I beginning with a 19? Listen to what I'm saying. Mrs. Wellman had 3 sweets. Mrs. Radford gave her 19 more. What number do I start with? 3, 2, 1. Starting with a number 3. So I know that it can't be that one, because that starts with 19. It can't be this one, because that starts with 22. Can't be this one, because that also starts with 22. This one starts with 22. So does that one. That starts with a 3. So it could be that one. No, not that one. So we know that it's a 3. It starts with 3. Now this time, is Mrs. Wellman being asked to add, or is she being asked to take away? Mrs. Wellman had 3 sweets. Mrs. Radford gave her 19 more. We know if there's going to be more in it that we're adding. So I'm going to straight away take my subtraction out. Da, 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 da. Oh, and it gives us the answer. So the answer is, I start with 3 sweets, then I get 19 more, and the answer is 22. 22. Okay, really quickly, I want you to use the bar model. Now, for parents at home that don't know, a bar model is very much like a part whole model, isn't it, guys? We know that on a bar model, the bar that's intact, the bar that's got no breaks in it, the bar that's the whole is the same as the whole in our part whole model. So 8 is the whole, 6 is one part, and 2 is another part. So very quickly, write your calculations down, and then we're going to look at a question. Pause the video. Okay, let's have a quick look. So we could have 6 add 2 equals 8. We could have 2 add 6 equals 8. My other addition would bring the 8 to this side. 8 equals 2 add 6. Oh, that was small. Or 8 equals 6 add 2. So the takeaway, starting with the whole, 8 take away 6 equals 2. 8 take away 2 equals 6. Now bringing the parts up, so 2, because that's a part, equals a whole, 8. 8, take away 6, but 6 would equal the whole 8, take away 2. Mrs. Wildman has 2 sweets left. Oh, just 2. Mrs. Wildman has 2 sweets left. She had 8. How many is she giving away? So we know this time that we're going to start with a 2. So instantly I'm going to cross that one out. I'm going to cross that one out. I'm going to cross that one out. Cross that one out. Cross that one out. I'm going to cross that one out. Now my next question is, am I adding or am I taking away? I've got 2 sweets left. I did have 8. So what's happened? Have I added on more or have I taken some away? Taken some away. Someone's already eaten them and it wasn't me. So it's this one. Mrs. Wildman has got 2 sweets left. 2. He goes, I started with the 8. How many's given away? I've given away 6. That's because I'm so kind and lovely. I've given them away. I'm hoping that even though some of this might seem a bit new, we're building on the skills that we've been looking at for the last few weeks. That's why I've gone so quickly to get through it. I think you're going to be wonderful. There is a sheet attached on Evidence Me for you to have a go at. Your job today is to use the part whole model that's there to draw all your fact family questions out, which we've done before. And then you're going to have to look at the question that's written out as a sentence and work out which fact family question goes with it. We've just done it. Look for the clues. None of this is asking you to guess anything. The clues are right in the written questions. You know where I am if you need me. Do well, year 2, and I'll speak to you later. Okay, bye-bye.